Greetings! It is I, Tantasnara Dracovin, Lord and Emperor of the Dracovin Empire, and welcome. It is time to continue my discussion of the lands, legends, planes, and planeswalkers of Magic the Gathering, where I take each of these components and explain to you some of the historic aspects of it and some of the information that brings life to the universe of Magic the Gathering. So today I'm introducing you to a new plane, Alara. Now Alara has an interesting history, which I'm only going to dive into a little bit about here because when we really talk about its history, we have to talk about a lot of individual lands within it. But Alara was once a complete plane, but a cataclysm occurred across it that shattered it into 5 shards, 5 portions of plane which were still connected but separate. It is said that a powerful planeswalker, an old-type planeswalker, attempted to steal all the mana from Alara, because it was a mana-rich location, and its attempts to steal all this energy is what caused it to shard in the first place. For so long, these shards existed separately, each of them focusing on a primary mana, but each of them also being touched by the 2 allied mana of that color. So for the green-aligned land of Naya, it also had white and red mana to it. So you can see it was these 3 colors in each of the shards. Things occurred, though. The conflux occurred, where all 5 of these shards, long separated, began to come back together into one plane again. They began to intermix and mingle at the edges, to connect up again. And this caused chaos and mayhem. We saw the armies of Aether, the blue primary shard, with this theme and power of artifacts, begin to send out their forces to seek out these metals, these materials they need to build more Ethereum, the material that is the lifeblood of their culture. We saw the hordes of Grix, the black primary colored plane, with the idealism of both undead and things rising back from the grave in order to fight again, sending out their armies to steal the life energies of the other shards and bring it back there to fuel their hordes. We saw the warriors of Jund, the red primary plane, known for creatures that would constantly devour one another, sending out their hunters on these life hunts to the various wild and dangerous places of the other planes to claim larger and bigger game. We saw Naya, the green shard of creatures of immense size, unite its forces under the guidance of the elves to seek out information, to leave their jungles looking for information on the prophecies of Anima, these strange prophecies they wanted to learn more about. And we saw, of course, the armies of Bant, the white primary shard that is known for its exalted warriors, breaking the defenses, pushing forward to protect themselves against the hordes of all the other planes descending upon their walls, to stand true and hold themselves against their newfound enemies. At the center of this conflict is a powerful storm of mana, of pure energy, known as the Maelstrom. The Maelstrom was the goal of everything here. The conflux, the rebuilding of Alara, it wasn't natural. A powerful ritual done by the Elder Dragon Planeswalker Nicol Bolas was the point of all this, to bring them together. Nicol Bolas needed the Maelstrom. He dived into it, absorbing its power, hoping to regain some of the power of the old planeswalkers he had lost long ago. But this process, it would have destroyed all of Alara, if not for Ajani Goldmane, the Leonin planeswalker from Alara himself, who discovered these plots of Nicol Bolas and went against him. We would have seen the end of it. He managed to defeat Nicol Bolas, not before he claimed some of this energy, but he managed to defeat and drive off the Elder Dragon, saving Alara. At least saving it from destruction. Nothing could prevent the 5 shards from becoming one again. The conflux completed, with the 5 becoming a true plane once more. The recombined plane of Alara. Of course, at the boundaries of these shards, where they've connected together, there are still spikes of magical energy ripping out between these borderlines occasionally, showing the scars of where they were once separate. And old magics, deep since lost from the old plane of Alara, have begun to resurface all around the place. Each of these shards has begun to focus on not only protecting themselves from their newfound enemies, but also grabbing at territory or fighting back against them. So there's aggression in each of these that has led to conflicts between them, and almost civil war across these five. Five that were never connected before, but now are one, and just don't seem to get along with each other ever quite right. Battling it out for some kind of stability amongst all of them. Tussling and tainting between these powers that they never felt before. Energies they never had a touch of, but now are right there, are right next to them. So, that's it for today. I've talked to you about Alara, a plane that was once shattered, and each of these shards became something independent, something different, something unique on its own. Once was a whole plane, is now 5 different planes. But this doesn't mean it was forever. They have come back together. Alara, the plane itself, has been reborn. But these shards, they mix at their edges, but they still are shattered in a way. Connected, but not truly connected. They still have this fracturing in amongst them that leads to such great conflicts between them that we do not know what will truly happen in the future between these. Will one side gain superiority? Will they all manage to find a equal ground between them? What will really become of these 5 factions almost, these 5 existences, which somehow don't really get along right now? But maybe they will in the future. It's hard to say. We've seen multiple Planeswalkers come from this land. Johnny, Tezzeret, others. We can see that they've each come from their own shard, but they truly are sons and daughters of Alara. In the future, I do plan to discuss each of these shards individually, as their own lands, because I feel like that's the best representation of them. Their own lands, within this, Alara Reborn. But if you have any questions, comments, anything you would say, anything you think I left out, please leave in the comments below. Please like, share, and subscribe. It shows you for the channel, the Empire, the work I do. If you want to show some extra support, you could always check out my Patreon, a link in the description below. If you see some other great Magic the Gathering content, I can recommend Card Bazaar, They Said, We Said, and Tasty Snackies, my friends of the multiverse, who are great people that do some other great Magic the Gathering content. I do plenty of stuff with They Said, We Said. They're much more than the other two, but we all are great Magic pals. But anyway, until the next time, I bid you farewell.